Hey, this is Leo Aquino, and in this episode we'll be creating this JavaScript animation, and we will be using a platform called GSAP. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a div with a class or with an ID of ball. Then let's close this div, close. Then right after that we're going to create a style. Then let's close this style. The selector is ball. The width is going to be 150 pixels, and height 150. This is going to be a perfect square. And the next we're going to do is let's place a color, background red, so we can see what the ball is going to look like. And let's place a border radius. I think this is going to be 100 pixels, so it's going to be circle. Okay, and let's place a border like a stroke. It's going to be a solid black and 1 pixel. Let's make it 5 pixels. I want it thicker. Right, and the next is let's center this ball. Margin auto. Right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create three stripes inside the ball. Okay, inside the ball, let's place another div. Div with an ID called stripe 1, and let's close this. Then we're going to duplicate this ID into 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's call this stripe 2. Let's call this stripe 3. Okay. Let's create a style for that. Stripe 1. Make the width the same as the ball. 150 px. You know what? Let's just copy and paste this. Copy, paste. Okay. Background red. Let's take out the background. We don't need it because there's already a background. And border solid black 5 pixels. Okay. Let's take out the margin because it's already inside the ball. And let's position this. Let's create a position absolute, and let's push it to the left, negative 100 pixel. Okay, the stripes that you're seeing right now, it's located at the farthest left. Let's create another position relative position. Let's create I. Right. Let's copy and paste this again. Copy and paste. And let's make the stripe be located at the farthest right. Let's take out the negative. Okay, the next stripe we're going to create is going to be on the middle of the ball. Let's make this stripe 3. Stripe 3. Okay, let's make the ball bigger. It's probably 200 pixel. Right, that's it. Then another 200 pixel. The position will be negative 120 pixel. Let's push the top probably negative 20 pixels. Right, and let's squish the stripe. We're going to use transform scale Y 1.5. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hide the stripes outside the ball, so you could only see the stripes inside the ball. So the code for that is overflow hidden. Overflow hidden. Right, that's the ball. And just for fun, let's animate the ball. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is let's create a ground. Let's call it line. Div ID is going to be called line. Right, and let's create an ID. Line. The width is going to be 30%. The height is going to be 5 pixels. The background is going to be black. Position going to be relative. Let's center this by using margin auto. And from the top, let's make it 300 pixels. Right, so next thing we're going to do is let's create a JavaScript for that, and let's put it here. Script script source equals js.js. Yes, and we're going to a site called Greensock animation platform. We're going to use that their platform for this animation. And let's go to CDN here, and let's copy this and paste it here. All right, okay, so let's go here. We're going to create a very simple basic JavaScript animation using the GSAP platform. Okay, let's create a function first. Function start animation. Let's create a variable called TL GSAP dot timeline. Okay, next is let's type the variable TL dot to okay, let's type the selector ball. The animation is going to be 1 second, and let's create a bracket top. This is going to be the very first part of the animation. 0. Okay, let's place a colon, then copy and paste this. So the value for this is going to be 300. Let's press F5. Okay, it's not doing anything. We're going to create a listener for this. It's called window dot onload equals add event listener. Okay, load. Then let's copy this start animation, then paste it here. Okay, what's going to happen is once the browsers get loaded, the start animation function will get activated. Let's press F5. Right, you see that? The next thing we're going to do is let's create an easing effect for this because the movement is not realistic. Easy colon expo, then that is out. The next thing we're going to do is let's also create an easing effect on the second line. That is out, probably is in. Press F5. Then let's loop this so the animation will be continuous. On complete, once the animation is complete, it's gonna start all over again. Let's call this function at the end of onComplete. Press F5. Right. So to make more realistic, let's make the ball squashed once the ball hit the ground. Okay, let's write here GSAP. This is not going to be a part of the variable timeline animation. This is going to be separate. Let's write GSAP dot to. Let's just copy and paste this. Copy and paste it here. Okay, then ball tap. It's going to be scale X. Then it's probably 5. Let's squeeze the ball at 5. Then delay it into 1.5 seconds. That means the animation will be activated once the ball reaches the ground, which is about 1.5 seconds. Okay, let's press F5. Okay, that looks nasty. Let's put here scale X 1. Press F5 to make the animation faster. It's probably here 0.5, and let's make this 0.5. Right, that's it. Let's view this in the browser. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.